Okay, folks, hello. So I'm going to do a very short live here about some of the exercises that Alexander Kipnis, famous bass, taught me at Juilliard. Very applicable to all voice types. And I'm going to do like one or two of those at a time per day or whatever, and share them with you so that you can learn from them. And I will put a link in the post where you can contact me. And if you want to take some lessons, we would probably set up something where you would have a weekly lesson for 90 days for a given fee. I'm going to be working on that and offering that to people so I can reach people who are across the globe, whether in Scandinavia or in India, or I live in Illinois, maybe they're in Florida, maybe they're in California, maybe they're in Asia, and things like that. So this is to help people with some ideas from some legends that I've been fortunate to work with, and some of the exercises that I think are like very useful. They certainly helped me, and even very challenging music, like Turandot, like Aida. Other things that I worked on, like Tristan, which I never did, but I did sing through the whole part, and have some of that actually somewhere on YouTube or Facebook Live. A couple of years back. I'm not quite sure where I have that, but nevertheless, the important thing is these foundational principles about breathing and voice placement, and just some fundamental exercises can help you work through building your voice for more strength, more resonance, more flexibility, more stamina, things like that, more expressiveness. And that's kind of an intuitive thing. One thing I learned from Kipnis is the feeling and the projection of the mood and the content of the poetry and the libretto and the phrasing and the way the composer put the harmonies together, the rhythm, the melody, those kind of things. Some of that's something you can begin to absorb instinctively and be a better performer. And you will notice a lot of these qualities in many great singers, that they kind of encompass a collection of things that you can do. And I see people trying to send me a message or something. So anyway, here we go. This is something we typically did as a warm-up, and it's a descending 5-note scale on Na. He would use the Na, N-A-H, because that would kind of help Na, Na, to access frontal and forward resonance. But please understand, the production actually comes from here. The breath comes from here, the vocal cords come from here, and down below where, if I stand up, down here in the abdomen for your support. However, realize a lot of your lungs are really in the back, but the diaphragm is controlling that airflow. That's why you also want to have good posture. You don't want to be slumped over, and you want to have expansion and openness even when you do these. And so those are a couple of thoughts about it. So let's just start out and see what happens. And here we go. Sing along with me. Now let's go a little higher. And okay, so when I'm doing that, I'll do a couple of these so you can see. So you can see like how my jaw is a little bit down and back. So let me explain one other thing that I do there a little bit. You'll notice that I do a little bit of a leap into the note, like that, right? Okay. So the voice is not like a ladder. It doesn't step up and down. It's more like a rubber band and expands. And so it's just a little preparation where, especially in vocalizing and voice building, that you can slide a little bit into the note. It's very helpful to do that. And, you'll hear conductors, choral directors, people like that say, don't scoop into the sound. Well, it's all relative. Sometimes you can slide into the note, carefully. You don't have to be, vulgar about it. But you'll notice many great singers do a little bit slide into the note. They don't especially go right into a high note where they just, bam, hit one right out of the chute. Now, there's some lighter or very high-placed voices that kind of can hit it directly. Like, someone singing Queen of the Night, when they're singing that. When they're doing that high F, they don't have time to slide into it. So they do hit it directly. And that'd be something you can also work on. You might need to be a little bit more warmed up, but heavier voices might slide a little bit, but it's relative, and especially in warming up, So, all right. Let's see. I think I will do another version, but I want to do kind of one at a time to help you and to guide you. It looks like we're just shy of 9 minutes, so we might go over a little bit. I hope that makes sense. So that's a descending 5-note scale. You can start kind of mid-voice, go down, and then go a little higher, and then go higher still, and eventually maybe you can work it up to your hold range. I was about low G to high A is kind of where we were, depending on your voice, baritone, tenor, bass, maybe soprano. I will mention being a man and working with men and working with, male voices. Basically, these are foundational things that work very well, and it's also part of the literature if you look at good exercises. As far as some of the specifics for women voices, like soprano, mezzo, and even contralto, they do have some different perspectives, even a thing called the whistle voice. I don't train on that. I don't teach that. So I can't really offer advice on everything. But, you might have noticed something, and I'll deal with this a little bit later, where you had the passaggio, you had the cover, you had the change, the narrowing, however you want to, the bottleneck octave, however you want to express that. And you will notice, just like a gear shift in a car, there is a transitional point at some point, which it shifts based partly on the music you're singing, the basic range, the style. Sometimes you do the shift higher, sometimes you do it lower, and you will hear that in great singers across the spectrum. You will also hear this transition even in many pop singers that have been well trained, but sing in a totally different style. But there's a way to use the voice, and like just a car, you're not going to try to run a Bentley at 80 miles an hour in first or second gear. It's going to destroy the car. And so if you have someone that doesn't believe in a transition register or whatever you call it, I would submit that they probably aren't singing or performing, and certainly not doing full-length recitals or operas. So you have to know how to use the equipment. If you want to race in Daytona 500, you have to know how your car and your gears work. So it's just like that. So I hope this has been helpful for you folks today, and we will have a follow-up soon with another exercise and work through several, most of which the first group here I'm going to do, I learned from Alexander Kipnis, and a few from some other great sources. So sharing this free of charge, and willing to work and help people if they want to work with me, or even get a recommendation of someone I could refer you to. So it's all about helping singers who are serious about getting better. Have a good day. Thanks for listening, and God bless.